This is Murder Manor, a murder mystery audio drama, devised by Activate Youth Theatre as part of the Read On project. It's the 1920s. A murder has taken place in the west of America, in a grand country manor with vast rooms within, boasting the wealth of the victim, and a long gravel runway to an expansive door of mahogany. The victim is Miss Cynthia, who was brutally killed. There are many people who might have wanted her dead, with many agendas, each one unique to them and justified by Miss Cynthia's actions. She had been a nuisance to many with her controlling, powerful persona. She was a respected individual, however, dressed in the finest of clothes, with sparkling jewellery to accompany it. She had been a clever, determined person, prepared for almost anything. A detective had arrived early, ready to interrogate a suspect. He was in the process of interviewing Miss Cynthia's sister.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm the detective working this case. You're, who exactly?
I'm Charlotte Van Der Bolt, Cynthia's sister.
All right. The, famous sister of the suspect.
Yeah.
Well, I just have a few questions. I'm obviously terribly sorry for your loss, ma'am. I know it must be a difficult time.
Absolutely, detective, yes.
Just looking to get as much information as possible from everyone.
I understand.
Of course. So, if you don't mind me asking, what was your relationship with your sister?
Oh, my relationship. Well, goodness, if you go back years, I suppose. We had a very happy early childhood together, but when we were separated and I went to live with my aunt at my home in England, I suppose we lost contact. And then as young adults, when we reconnected, and it became very clear very quickly that she was, in fact, naturally our parents' favourite. I suppose there was a great divide between us, which is difficult with a sister who I assure you, I love very dearly. But, yes, we've had a trying time, Cynthia and I.
Of course, family can be complicated.
At the best of times, yes.
Of course. So, do you live in London now? Where exactly do you live currently?
No, actually, I live about an hour from here.
All right.
Yes, far more modest home, may I say.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Why exactly did you come to the manor then? Why are you here at the moment?
Well, I heard that Cynthia was indeed throwing a party, and I decided that, well, I should accept my invitation, which, of course, I should get because I am her sister, whether or not she tended to forget that. I decided that I should try to repair our relationship and reconnect with her. So naturally, I showed up punctually as always. So, that's exactly why I was at her house.
Very mature of you.
Of course.
I have just one more question for the moment, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Would you know of anyone who would want to hurt your sister or see her out of the picture, as it were?
Oh, dearie me. Out of the picture? Well, I'm under no illusions, detective, that my sister was a controversial figure, should I say, but no, I couldn't possibly think of why anybody would want to do her off. Or, well, if that person were to exist, I certainly wouldn't know who they are, would I?
Of course, makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
We'll be back later, just to ask a bit more questions. Just to, if you think of anything during the time, just write it down or remember it for me, please.
I'll be sure to. Thank you.
And I'll be seeing you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The detective left the room with many thoughts in this matter. He sensed an agenda from this person, from Cynthia's sister. A few things made her a prime suspect in his mind, and he was sure he would keep going down that track to see if there was anything else that could link it up. As he left, an old woman approached him slowly, before handing him an envelope with something concealed within. He took it from her hands, and she left without another word. The detective was enthralled and took the envelope into his jacket, certain he would need to check this out at a later time. With one final puzzled look at the old lady, he walked down the hallway, ready for the next part of his investigation. Detective Archer had just finished interviewing the victim's sister, Charlotte. He was walking down the hallway, which was quite spacious and grand, as is in any mansion. He saw another detective, Detective Kane. He was an older man, a veteran, someone who had more experience in this field. They began to talk.
Alright, I'm assuming you're the new winter here. Take this cigarette butt and put it in the bin for me, please. God, cold turkey is difficult.
With all due respect, sir, I'm Detective Archer, the detective from the city.
The city? Why are you here?
I'm here to solve the case, sir, as detectives tend to do.
Detectives? Well, I hate to break it to you, but I've got 20 years experience down here. I think I got this in the bag. Detective Archer, though. How long did it take you to come up with that name, kiddo?
Oh, I make good time, as I always do.
As you always do, huh? Well, so you're saying you're a detective on this case. I doubt that.
Well, the facts, as we tend to deal in, are that they sent me down here knowing full well that you'd be here as well.
Why'd they send a pencil pusher like yourself?
Well, I may push pencils, but I also deal with crime every day. I don't work in this place where the top news story might be that a cat got stuck in a tree.
Kid, I got shoes older than you. I know what I'm doing.
Well, I got shoes worth a lot more than you. I know what I'm doing.
Well, okay, first off, don't ever speak to me like that again.
Whoa, sir, you're coming across as very aggressive.
Secondly, this is murder investigation. I don't want any jokes, no nothing of the sort. You're a detective, act like it. Alright, you're trying to assert some power here? What's your angle?
I do not need a position of power over you, sir. Just doing my job. A high-profile victim just needed a high-profile detective. That's all.
Look, that's not how it works here, okay? Just give me whatever files you have.
Okay, let me save you the effort, sir. You want to sit me down, put your hand on my shoulder and say, "We're gonna do it my way, kid." Am I right? Let me save you that courtesy. I'm fully intending to work with you, not against you.
Don't think that's what I asked you, kid, but just tell me what you found, alright?
I spoke to the victim's sister. She had a motive, she was at the scene, very suspicious, definitely a suspect.
Alright, but I wouldn't go pinning it on her just yet. I mean, you only had one conversation with her. I might not be as high profile as you, but that's not any way to do a sort of job like this.
Okay. Let's do it your way. I'll try to keep up.
Kane despised Archer, a younger man threatening his position of power. Not for him. With their first interaction off to a rocky start, they both expected to clash heads in the future. They each had their own opinions on one another, none of them being overly positive, but yet they would need to put aside their differences to solve who killed Miss Cynthia. They would have struggles, but this was still their main objective. End of part 1.